No. Look, I mean, I've traveled all over the world, no disrespect, Greece, its islands, the best in the world. I've traveled all over the world. I used to work on the ship cruises, so I know the world. Greece, is one of the best, especially the Greek islands, the sea, the sun, the hospitality. Greece is always going to be like that, it's a traditional country, it's a family country. Holidays is no problem, maybe in big cities there's a bit of tension like in Athens, but in the islands, I think, the hospitality is still there, and maybe it's better now, because things will get to be cheaper eventually, especially if you go back in drachma, so people will have a better holiday,
Savas in Birmingham. Savas in Birmingham, great to hear from you on the show. Thanks for contacting us today. Martin's in Albury. Hello, Martin.
Good morning, Adrian.
Hello, mate, yeah.
Just want to ask that gentleman, Jonathan.
Yeah.
I have a pension with a big bank in England, and he mentioned the stock market. What should I do? Should I stop paying into it? Because I don't want to pay into something. I'm going to get nothing back.
No, I wouldn't stop paying into it because you're getting tax relief for every 80 pence you're putting in. The government's putting in 20 pence. I wouldn't stop paying into it. What I would do is move the investments within the pension from the stock market to, say, cash or deposit within the pension. In other words, you lock in the gains, watch the stock market fall, which I think is going to happen over the next year or so, and then go back into the market, but at much lower prices.
But I don't know about Martin's pension, and you might enlighten me, Martin. I buy a personal pension, Jonathan, and I just pay, perhaps foolishly, one of the big high street names. I pay them a set sum of money every month, and they do the investing for me. I've got no control.
Yeah, no, that's not true. You have absolutely control.
Do I?
Yes, you have. When you set that up, you told them which funds in which to invest in, whether it be, for example, UK stock market or Asian stocks or Asian government bonds or whatever. So you told them what to invest in. So similarly, you go back to them and say, look, I'm in the stock market just now. I want to go out of the stock market with my pension, but I want to stay in the pension, just not in the stock market. And that's not for the long term. The market will come back up again. It's up at the moment. It'll come down. That's when you go back into the market.
Martin, does that make sense to you?
It does, but is there any penalties if you come out the stock market?
It depends on the particular pension you've got. You'll have to ask them. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Martin, thanks for joining in this morning. This is from Dave in Small Heath. He says, I bet Turkey are happy they weren't allowed to join the euro. Mike in Walsall says, if the euro crisis debunks one myth, it's that the world's economies are monumentally too complex and intricate to be entrusted to politicians who put dogged, outdated ideology before economic common sense. If the Teutonic Franco ship runs aground, we all sink, and we all know who will grab the lifeboat. Mart says, oh dear, Angela Merkel's Fourth Reich is in doubt. Sid in Yardley Wood says, once again, our world economists bring us to the edge of disaster. The collapse of the euro will have economic repercussions. But why, when there was already an economic model in the dollar? The Greek tragedy is that the crooks cooked the books, and now the world is in crisis. Chris the cabbie says, Adrian, we're all doomed. Brilliant show, mate. Keep up the good work. Chris the cabbie, thank you. Peter's in Bearwood. Hello, Peter.
Hello there, Adrian.
Hello, mate.
I'd just like to ask your guest there if he's still there.
Yeah, Jonathan's still here.
I haven't got a lot of money invested, but I have got some ISAs in some stocks and shares abroad, Asian-wise. What's his thoughts on doing anything with those?
Well, the Asian stock market has actually pulled back quite significantly already, which means you might have missed some of the boat. I think if you're in a sufficiently flexible stocks and shares ISA, it might be useful to partially move to cash or indeed move to a US dollar, which actually is on a rise at the minute, and we believe it will rise significantly as the euro collapses, because the euro is the second largest currency in the market. When it goes down, by default, almost the US dollar goes up. So move into the dollar, move into cash, and then, as I say, just like with pensions, to me it's just a pot of money, whether it's a pension or an ISA or whatever, it's a pot of money. basically move out of the stock market and then move back in after the crash.